So game 2, Chicago takes care of business. They get their 2 games at home, right?
Yeah.
They go to Utah. Jordan had said entering Utah that it was going to be fucking difficult, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Utah fans are corny as shit. Like they said something like, it's it's not the Windy City, until we blow you away. Like I'm like, yo, what is this? I'm like, this has to be 1990s shit talk because this
cornball shit.
Like that's super corny. Like who? Like oh, I'm so scared going into your arena now. Like the only thing we cared about was your racist remarks. Like we know about that, but they just captured the nice shit you were saying, I guess.
But Utah's going to tie the series with the next 2 games in Game 3 and Game 4. Now I get to tell one of my more favorite stories. So they're sitting in Utah. It's 10 o'clock at night, right? It's 10 o'clock at night. Now, something that you might not know about Utah is they have a curfew in their state. Everything fucking closes by like 9. It's crazy. Utah is just crazy. It's really weird there.
You've been there?
Huh?
You've been there?
No, but I know because I always thought this was weird because it's super Mormon there and it's all goes back to that sort of thing. So they have a curfew. So point being, I just
thought you had like a funny Utah story that you went to Utah. I was about to say, why did you go to Utah?
Damn, I was gonna say I wish I'm glad I've never been to Utah, but I wish I did solely for that moment.
Yeah.
But after 9, there's fucking nothing open.
Yeah.
And so finding a pizza place in Salt Lake by 10 is a fucking impossible journey. So they find one pizza place open. This is the story in The Last Dance. Yeah. They find one pizza place open, and nobody eats the fucking pizza because apparently like 5 guys showed up to the door with the pizza, and everyone's looking at Michael like, yo, you shouldn't fucking eat that. I don't know. Everyone's feeling fishy about it, except for Michael, the richest guy who's paying everyone in the fucking room to go, fuck you guys. Nom, 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 nom. Eats the pizza. Eats a bunch of it, right? Wait, let me tell the full story and you can chime in.
No, that's why I was just letting.
Then proceeds to have a very familiar, awful food poisoning experience. Now, do you think that story's true?
No. I think it's
neither.
It's one of two. It's one of two. I think it was Bill Simmons who said this story, where apparently he spit on the pizza so no one else could eat it, which I could but he chews tobacco. So when he spit on the pizza, he made himself sick because he ate the tobacco because you're not supposed to eat it.
I'll get you fucked. That's an interesting one.
And I believe that one more because I really truly do think people love Michael Jordan, but that guy is truly like as a human, he's a pure asshole. Like that. Like I could spit
on a pizza.
Yeah, I could totally see him spitting on it, so then no one else would want to eat it. And that's fucking asshole. But either that or he definitely was hungover. One of the two.
I just don't. I don't know what happened to him the night before, but when he shows up to the arena for Game 5, dude looks like shit. Like objectively and subjectively, looks like shit. Like
he's a pretty guy.
Yeah,
a lot of women like him because of his Hanes commercials and everything. He looked like they wouldn't touch him.
Not only that, but he's completely meticulous in how he presents himself in front of the camera, as I've mentioned before.
Oh yeah.
So he just looks like a fucking nightmare,
as you mentioned, and Scotty did too.
Facts.
This is just a foreshadowing, all right?
Oh yeah, we're gonna. Oh my god, you're gonna talk to me about that bullshit. But reports are mixed. They don't know if Jordan's going to play. He didn't practice. He didn't do shoot around. He didn't do nothing like that. And he apparently just gets there. They play, or they start to play, and he's the only time he looks normal and like regular Michael Jordan is when his hands are touching the basketball. When his hands are off the basketball, every other point, he looks fatigued. He looks exhausted. He looks like, just like emaciated.
Yeah.
Like, just like really like as pale as a guy of his complexion can look. Like, it's fucking weird. It's fucking weird. But he's able to get 38 points in, thus proving my point that he felt the same way I felt, or I feel. Where are they getting the 38 from?
Yeah,
probably nowhere.
And you can tell that it was definitely a very different game for him,
right?
Because we just showed him scoring 55, and his shot chart was strictly in the mid-range area.
Yeah,
and he took 5 threes in this game.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I mean? Like you can tell that he probably like tried to kind of
nothing inside. Great point.
Yeah, which you're not gonna. The only time he did like make an inside shot was like a putback. Was that putback? Yeah, and then he does the little. I never understand why he did that. I'm like, you
because he's beat. Because I don't think he knows where he is.
He looks like he's dancing. Like
the most relatable part of this whole game is near the end when they show Jordan on the bench and he's just sitting there like, fuck, fuck, dude. He's got the bag on his shit and then the bag falls off and they're holding a Gatorade in front of him and he just looks at the guy like, fuck you, asshole. I don't feel good. This sucks.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He was throwing up and stuff. Like I really could totally see it being a hangover though. Like
maybe I could totally see it because I personally
not as legendary saying a hangover, so that I feel like that's why a lot of people, like they don't. He would never tell that story if it was.
I've had food poisoning a few times in my life to a really bad extent.
Yeah,
and he's very. I know that I would not have been able to play basketball a few hours after that. Like I barely could stay awake.
Yeah.
So, and you could tell him, like I've been saying, you can tell in the way he looks. He physically looks like this is like his tank's on empty.
Yeah, especially if you threw up a bunch of times and stuff.
Like there's nothing in your system. You're not eating. But he comes down. He hits that clutch 3 at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think that's one of the stupidest.
Was Pedialyte a thing back then?
I don't know. Good question.
Because imagine if he was able to like chug some Pedialyte before the game.
Be like Popeye spinach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised he didn't cramp up and shit. Like, but it was that 3 that he hit was one of the. Why did they want to go to double team? First off, they didn't want to double team MJ in game 1 when he was playing. You just trusted Byron Russell or whatever. But then you want to double team Scottie Pippen instead in a post move that like just let him beat you.
This is why you told us at the beginning of this episode that you felt like double teams weren't really happening at this point.
Yeah.
Because they were allowed, but teams are fucking dumb and they just don't do it.
Yeah.
Like, and Jerry Sloan, we gotta have a conversation about fucking Jerry.
They weren't really allowed. Like the illegal defense made it. So
you couldn't do zone. You couldn't play zone. You could not play a zone. And if Jordan was on one side of the floor with an ISO, and that was it, he was on an island, that was an illegal defense, or that was illegal. You couldn't do that for the longest time.
Okay.
But what was I talking about? Jerry Sloan.
Yeah.
Jerry Sloan has a 20-some-odd year career of pretty high winning ball clubs. He did not know Michael Jordan was sick.
Yeah.
It took someone telling him after the game. this guy's a fucking idiot because he's also the same guy that it's been reported would not allow external things like external news into the locker room, which is why when somebody probably came up to him and was like, "Hey, dude, I heard Michael's sick. I heard he's not feeling well heading into this game." Jerry was like, "Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. You're distracting my team." Like an idiot, asshole, moron. Fucking.
Like it probably would have been worse if he knew, because he probably would have let him shoot more or something. And
but if he knew, to your point, I think he lets him do what he wants with that last shot. You know what I mean? Exactly what you were saying. Like
but they doubled. No, the whole point is they doubled Scotty, and that's what because Stockton plays up on Scotty, which allows Jordan to get the open three.
Yeah.
And then Malone has to move forward and slide for no reason. When you should have just left Scotty to play one-on-one, and it's just dumb.
Taking your chances. Yeah. Jerry Sloan he makes no adjustments. Because even Jordan after game 2.
You like Budenholzer to you?
Very familiar. Very, very, very good comp. Very similar, except
Budenholzer's a champion.
Yeah, except Budenholzer got a lucky chip thanks to Giannis.
Nope, we're not doing
Giannis's asshole.
We're not doing
there was no such thing as asterisk. Come on.
There isn't. But Jerry Sloan, after game 2, Jordan said Jerry Sloan he was like, you know, we had anticipated the Jazz making adjustments heading into this second game, but then they just didn't. So we just went back to what we were doing in game 1. It went really well. It's like, what's wrong with this guy?
Bronies.
Shut up. And then he has to tell people, and then he making me do extra work. And he has to tell people, or he has to have people tell him that Jordan was sick, as if he didn't have eyeballs and couldn't see that the guy is dying on the court.
I'm like, what do you think? He was just like, he just wanted to hug his teammates after every shot he made?
What I'm saying, he doesn't like to hug anybody. He doesn't have feelings. He's a sociopath. He's hugging them because he needs to.
Yeah, he needs them to bring him to where he wants, like to the bench.
Insane. Jerry Sloan deserves to not be a champion because of his stupid.
Just fine. He never won.
Stupid and horrible.
That's why Utah would never win a championship.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it's been like you've never won. They've never won, right?
Donnie Mitch is the truth.
Damn, I forgot about Donnie Mitch. My bad. You're never gonna win.